Delia going tonight, and then Demer will go tomorrow.
And then Delia probably in Arizona, just rotate them to the end.
Yes.
Are there any other lineup changes?
Same lines. I mean the same lineup.
Okay. What are you finding the attention or focus is like of the guys right now? Is it hard?
I think it's sporadic. I think there's some good stuff, and then there's obviously some stuff that you don't like. I think the theme for me is the last 20, I shouldn't say 20, last 4 or 5 games is when teams are making a push at us. I don't think we're handling it as well as we did maybe 3-4 weeks ago, of being able to be an option for your teammate, or knowing where to go. It seems like, I don't know if the guys, their minds aren't into it, or for whatever reason, and that you can tell when a team's making a push, we don't handle it as well. But to be able to handle pressure and sustainability is hard to do. You got to be in shape, you got to be mentally focused. There's a lot of different characteristics of that. And that's the one thing I've kind of been a little disappointed the last 4 or 5 games, is that handling pressure.
You've been a 100-point guy in this league, but the game has changed an awful lot. What do you think it represents that PD has a chance to get to 100 tonight?
Yeah, just his consistency. His overall, 80 game, how many games he's played, the way he can produce in certain situations. Obviously he's a short-handed goal the other night. That's a big goal for us. If there's a face-off, last minute of a game, he's out there with Millsy. He plays all that, jack of all trades. But the one thing I've noticed is that, he can make plays. If you're playing with him, if you play the right way, you play an inside game, you're going to get chances. That's what I've noticed with Petey.
I know that you've tried a couple of times to find guys who can, as you say, get him the puck, go in and forecheck. Looks like he's with Kravtsov and Kuzmenko tonight. Can those guys go in and get him the puck?
I hope so. I just need them to be a little bit more of a forechecking guy for Petey. When you have really, very good star kind of players, if you can be a really good forechecking guy or come up with loose pucks for him, you give Petey 4 or 5 more times the puck in the offensive end, he's going to do something well with it. So just looking for them to be a little more closer together and be a little bit more harder on the pucks. It's instead of waiting for things to happen. You're playing LA, they don't give you much time. If you're going to play a waiting game, you're not going to get the puck. So you got to go get the puck.
You've got obviously some young defensemen.
Yeah.
Against a team like LA that press and force you, how big a challenge is that going to be for them tonight?
It's a great challenge. I'm excited to see these guys go into these situations. Those guys going into, LA's, there's not a lot of weaknesses. They have 4 lines that pretty well play the same way. I mean, they got some couple of star players, but other than that, they have teams. There's not a lot of weakness in that team. So as a defenseman going into that kind of style, that's why I like when I watch Hirose handle pressure. The little reverse play when he got pressure, or even McCord there, Cole, a couple times he was under pressure. He made a really good, smart play under it. So this is a good baptism to this, within the AHL, just facing these type of teams, first, second place teams.
I'm from Swedish Radio. What would you say are the biggest qualities of Elias Pettersson?
There's a lot of different qualities. I just think for me that whether it's breakouts, whether it's his ability to one-time the puck, his ability to find the late guy. I really like in this game. In today's game, if you can have a middle drive and you can find the late guy, he's the type of guy. He's one of those players in the league that can find the late guy. It's hard to find them, but he does find those guys.
Even though he's had 9 points this season, what he spoke mostly about when we spoke to him now was improving his defense, which he's worked hard at.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's. I love that. I think he really wants to be a guy that can be counted on. We go into some cities you're playing against the best lines. They're going to probably put their best players against Petey because it's head-to-head, and I think that's what he wants. His next level is I can play defense as good as anybody as a centerman. That's his next level, for sure.
Do other teams play hard against him?
Oh yeah, it's going to get harder next year. He's not a secret. Obviously, everybody knows. I usually find players like Petey and McDavid, that teams will try to double up or get on you quicker instead of coming off you. So he's got to expect even harder next year, and that's why we got to make sure our teams, we got to put a well-balanced team around him. If you do come in camp in shape, there'll be a problem.
Generational talent. Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.